The North Shore Football Show on MSONewsSports.com.
Hello and welcome to this week's North Shore High School Football Show. We've got a couple of great games coming up. In fact, the two games that we have, if we add the records of all four opponents, they're 16-0. And on Friday night, Lynn Classical 4-0 will be traveling to Danvers 4-0.
Both teams battle-tested. Lynn Classical had a tremendous match against Gloucester last week, though. And the thing about Classical is they pay attention to detail. They're solid on offense. They're solid, and they're even better on defense. Danvers, talking about defense, they've given up 8 points in 4 games, and they've got a multifaceted offense as well. So that should be an awesome game on Friday night.
Coach Brian Vaughn of Lynn Classical picked up the Patriots Coach of the Week award from Andre Tippett earlier this week. We have some photos up there earlier this week on our website. So congratulations to Coach Vaughn of Lynn Classical High School. Now our Saturday game at 2:30 p.m. with live streaming video from Swampscott, the Big Blue 4-0, and Lynn English also 4-0. Two teams playing very well right now, and that should be a great football game. That's a divisional game.
Should we mention our Player of the Week?
Yes.
Check out the video on Andy Clow.
He'll be coming up in the program.
Coach Jim Rudloff was so effusive in his praise of Andy Clow. First snaps at quarterback last Monday night. He plays in a Thursday night game and just dominates the game. So you got to check out that video as well.
Yeah. So he 6'7". He's more of a tight end,
defensive
end kind of a player. He was their 4th quarterback they used this season, but he got the job done. Over 100 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing, a 29-yard touchdown run. What a game for Andy Clow. So many deserving candidates, but definitely a unique one last Thursday night, as you mentioned.
Great weekend coming up.
Hi folks, this is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber. Our company has been proud to have supported high school sports on the North Shore for more than 30 years. Our student-athlete program recognizes championship performance in the classroom and on the field. Moynihan Lumber is also committed to championship performance when it comes to meeting all your building and home improvement needs. And if you're planning to change your kitchen, please visit our kitchen cabinet showrooms at any of our 3 locations. In Beverly, North Reading, or Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
People come in, take a seat, you're really in for a treat at Sylvan Street. A great place to eat and drink and meet with family and friends at Sylvan Street. We'll treat you right, day or night, satisfy your appetite. Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill.
Catch a game with friends, meet for lunch, cocktails after work, or a romantic dinner for 2. Whatever your plan to do it at Sylvan Street Grill in Peabody and Salisbury. See you at Sylvan Street.
Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill.
Stronger, faster, tougher. When you need the MVP of community banks, look no further than the Institution for Savings, with 14 full-service offices throughout the North Shore. We have MVP rates and an all-star team to serve you. Bank from the ball field with our 24/7 online application apps, internet banking, mobile deposit, and more. Institution for Savings, your winning team. Visit institutionforsavings.com, member FDIC, DIF, equal housing lender.
Well, Coach, big game Saturday in Swampscott. Tell me about how you're looking at the game.
You said it's a big game. Both teams 4-0. We're looking at it as as our next league game. I think all conference games are very important. Obviously, playing on a team that's 4-0, so it has it's hyped up as a little bit more big game. Just trying to stay focused and practice at a time.
Coach Matt Severance, tell me about coming in 4-0 and about the success that you guys have had this year. Tell me more about that.
I think we've been through a lot. We haven't really had the best weather games, and we haven't played. Well, we played some pretty good teams, and I think we're very good coming into this game.
Tyshawn, how about yourself and this team so far?
I think we're ready for the challenge. We've put in a lot of work in the off season before this all started, and we're starting to come together as a team and really build on our strengths and our weaknesses and learn everything about each other. So I think this week should be a pretty good week for us.
Jacob, what are the pieces that have come together on this year's team that are making this all happen?
One big piece is the offensive line. Last year, kind of all over the place, everyone doing their own thing, but everyone on the offensive line have come together this year and all working collectively as a good group.
Coach, I know we've talked about consistency. Are Are you happy with where you are, with consistency on the team on both sides of the football?
Yeah, we're definitely happy with where we are. Always room for improvement. We're trying to fine-tune some things up, but overall, I'm happy to be 4-0. But definitely room for improvement, and we got a few work days here, a little bit of a longer week, and I'm trying to shore those things up for Saturday.
We are in Swampscott, and Coach, who do you have with you right here?
We have Alex Sheehan. He's a defensive and offensive lineman, a 3-year starter for us. And we have Quest Tyler Lacey, which is an offensive and defensive lineman, which is also a 3-year starter. They both started when I came on board when they were sophomores and played the entire season on both sides of the ball.
Coach Serino, you got English coming in here on Saturday afternoon, both teams undefeated. So tell me how you're looking at this matchup.
As we do all season, we don't look at records. We basically just pretend it's our first game of the season. We only worry about one game a week. The kids have that mindset. My assistant coaches have that mindset. So basically, in my eyes, we're 0-0, and we're trying to go 1-0 right now.
All right. Tell me about the team itself. What's come together in your minds?
Our line, we've just really made it far this season. Been working on our combos, our tags, just absolutely blowing it up compared to last season when we just played back. And we've just really been destroying it this year.
Quest, what other things have come together for the team?
Our entire defense is a unit. We've all just been in the weight room, working really hard, and studying for as long as we can, and then out of practice.
Yeah. And Coach, finally, I guess, and maybe bring these two guys into it if you want, but the elements of the game, what's different about this Swampscott team opposed to, say, last year's Swampscott team?
It's not much different. They're a year older. They're all about 20 pounds heavier. They put about 50 to 70 pounds on all their maxes in the weight room. They're almost the same kids. We actually had last year's freshman class step up as sophomores this year and really step up. But this senior class is really taking a leadership role in teaching these younger kids to be, what would you say, seniors. I mean, they're basically, some of them that are sophomores are playing like they have the skill set of a senior.
And finally, either any of you guys can chime in on this, but Coach, the game features two great quarterbacks, but yet I think the difference between, coming in with a so-so record and with 4-0 records is that, as you just pointed out, the rest of the team is doing so well. The line play, the defense, all the other aspects of the game have come together for both teams so far this year.
Yeah, and you talk about offense and defense. We've had an unbelievable season in special teams this season also, and you know what? The assistant coaches, they practice on all three equally, offense, defense, and special teams. And you know something, you win 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3 of those, and you usually come out with a W on the end of the day.
Well, gentlemen, 4-0 right now, headed into the Danvers game on Friday night. Terrence, what's gone right for this team so far?
I would say our defense really stepped up the last couple of games, kind of helped us out a lot. And we have Keith Ridley at quarterback.
Yeah.
He's doing really well. Same with all of our wide receivers and everything.
Yeah. Deshaun, what about you? What's gone right here?
Our defense definitely, with Terrence, is definitely a defense that has stepped up a lot over the summer, just working hard every day. And Chase, being a big leader to this team and helping the team out, and a lot of tackles. We've been doing pretty good on defense more than anything.
Tell me about the highlight out of that Gloucester win. And again, a couple of teams undefeated last week, situation like you're going into this week, but tell me about the Gloucester game.
We were struggling second half, offense, defense came out. Again, like I said, defense is just working hard, won the game for us.
Yeah. Terrence, how about yourself on the Gloucester game?
I say the same thing. Our offense really didn't perform second half, but our defense really stepped up, won the game for us that week.
You guys are obviously getting used to winning and having that defense come through for you guys. So what's the thinking going into this weekend?
We're performing a lot in practice, trying to make sure to step our game up on offense. Just try to fix all the little things.
Deshaun?
Well, offense definitely has to step up a lot. We got to step up and score a lot of points. Defense to do their job, but we got to do ours.
Welcome back to our football show. Bill Newell along with John Squires here. And John, let's talk about some of the great individual performances that we saw last week on the North Shore.
Well, let's start over in Marblehead, Bill, our player of the week, Andy Clow. He had a great ball game over there. His first start as a starting quarterback, and it's the fourth quarterback the Headers have used this year. And he's a good size. He's 6'6", close to 6'7", about 240, 35 pounds. And he had a monster game. He had 110 yards rushing. He threw a touchdown pass. He had a 29-yard run for a touchdown. He threw a touchdown pass, as I said, and he just had a great overall performance. And it's his first start at quarterback for Marblehead with all the injuries they've had in the quarterback situation.
Yeah, not really a quarterback. He's played D-line and different places like that, but tight end, but started at the quarterback. Where's the number 87? That gives some of you guys a little bit of a clue as to his background. More of a Gronk behind center than anyone else.
Sure, and I know he's going to, I think he's signed up early decision going to Middlebury, and I know he's looking to play as a wide receiver, and he'd be a great wide receiver in the NESCAC league. That's a great football league, and I know he went to a lot of camps throughout the season, and Coach Redliff said that he had looked at a lot of camps and done a lot of camps in anticipation of the season, hopefully being recruited. So that's a good fit for him too.
Well, let's talk about Marblehead. Now, you talk about a one-team performance last week. We kind of thought that game with Beverly was going to be a little closer than it was, but it turns out to be a 30-0 Marblehead win. Obviously, shifting around was Coach Rudloff's and players, putting new chess pieces on the board in a different spot, doing a lot of different things. Andy Clow, for an example, and yet they have a huge win against Beverly.
You know, it's me. I'm the one that thought Beverly was going to give a real good game, and I'll be getting coffee.
I thought it would be close.
And the coffee and the donuts. But anyways, they really took it to him. Now, they had Aiden Gillis come back. He had 13 unassisted tackles. He's a real force defensively, but the team is really rising to the occasion. And what this does, they're developing depth for down the road. They have some big games coming up down the road, and they've had 4 different quarterbacks. They've had some injuries, and they can. We'll talk about weapons. I mean, they still have the Marino boy, who's a great receiver. They have some other real good players. Their line's doing it for them. They're doing a great coaching job over there, you know. And I mean, it's very early to look at coaches of the year, but Coach Rudliff's certainly doing a great job over there. I mean, Marblehead has Malden this week, and I wouldn't want to be Malden. Malden is rebuilding, as you know. They're young. Coach Manchester's trying to get a program going over there, and they're gonna be very, very tough, Marblehead, to beat this week. And then they got a couple big ones coming up with Gloucester and Danvers down the road.
Well, we have 2 great broadcast games this week. Friday night, a radio game, which will find undefeated Lynn Classical and undefeated Danvers High School at 7 o'clock. And in that game, Keith Ridley, the quarterback for Classical, has had a very good year. Their team defense has been strong. But Danvers is under new first-year coach Ryan Nolan. He's done a great job with them, and they haven't missed a beat. And he was an assistant coach on the staff before, but Ryan Nolan's done a great job.
He certainly has. He was a defensive coordinator, so that's certainly not going to hurt him, because jumping on board as a head coach, as other coaches have talked to, they've got jobs from assistant jobs. It's a completely different ballgame when you're a head coach, and he had that experience as a defensive coach, so starting with a good defense, that certainly helps. But Danvers is we're going to find out how good Danvers really is. I think Classical is developing very quickly in one of the top teams in the Northeastern Conference, let alone the North Shore. Coach Vaughn's got the kids really playing well. I watched the game last week that you guys did that we did down Rick and Paul did down in Gloucester. Yeah. They fly to the ball, Bill. Yeah. They remind me a little bit of some of the old Classical teams, and almost so quickly that you got to spread them out and throw the ball a little bit, because they have 7 bodies, 7 heads on the ball, and they fly the ball. So we're going to find out, and I think they've done a great job at Danvers, but I think this week we're going to find out how good Danvers really is.
No, and I agree with that, and that was a big road win for them up in Gloucester, and their defense has been consistently very good this year. The other game on the North Shore on Saturday with 2 undefeated teams, we'll find Lynn English traveling over to Swampscott. 2 very good quarterbacks in this game. Colin Frary from Swampscott High School and Matt Severance from English High School. Both have had great starts to the season, but there's more to those 2 teams than just the quarterbacks. That's the difference why these teams are 4-0 this year. and they're meeting. And so this will be a great game on Saturday.
Oh, it should be a great game, and they're really, really hooping up in the Swampscott. There'll be a big crowd. They're recognizing the 2007-2008 Swampscott Super Bowl team at halftime, which is going to bring a lot of former alumni and bring some more crowd there to the game. And you're talking about two really, really fine teams. They're playing well. And the quarterbacks are the leaders of this team. Matt Severinsen is a senior. He's paid his dues. He's been starting since his sophomore year, a lot like Colin Frary. He's thrown, we were talking about this before we went on the air, probably 8, 9, 10 touchdowns. He's run some, he runs, and this year, and I know Timmy Kearns was talking about how he's more looking to do different things than just when he gets in a little trouble to run. He's looking for secondary receivers, which shows maturity. Colin Frary, if I'm not mistaken, leads the state in touchdown passes, or certainly the division. He's got 14 touchdown passes in. He's got a complete crew of receivers. He's got a lot of receivers doing things, and there's some key players. And what I look for in this game is somebody's going to step up who we maybe haven't heard a lot about, because the kids are getting confidence and playing well. And one of those people for Swampscott might be Jake McIntyre, who had a great game last week. He had 155 total yards. First year ever playing football, returned the punt 53 yards. We saw him early in the season against Troy, had 2 touchdown passes for touchdowns, and he's a real good player. For English, I look for Matt Severance to be a key in that ball game, as well as the defense of English. Can they stop Colin Frary and the Swampscott offense? It's a spread offense, a lot like English, but they've been doing it for a while, and it's going to be a heck of a game Saturday.
Well, both those two quarterbacks, Frary and Severance, have won our Players of the Week award here at MSO News Sports so far this fall. So we'd be looking for someone to really step up so they wouldn't have to get the award again.
Exactly.
That would be our plan.
Exactly.
John, anything else to share?
Well, you know, it just come with the other top performances this weekend. St. John's Prep had Matt Crowley got his first start, had a great game, 2 touchdowns, had a touchdown run again. I.C. Green had 4 touchdowns and beat Malden Catholic 35-36 to nothing. A great game. We talked about Severance and Frary, as well as Clow. Well, a couple others that we have here that are worth mentioning, and let alone a lot of different players. We have Justin Mullaney from Danvers threw 3 touchdown passes. We also had, I'm trying to think who else is here that we have. Aiden Gillis came back and had 13 unassisted tackles.
Do you need another pair of glasses, John?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
well, I'm going to take yours in a minute.
Yeah.
And then Aiden Gillis had a real good game, and he's back, and I can't say enough about that, you know what I mean? So those are some of the key performances, and it's going to be interesting now, because as we said on Sunday in our show, it's coming up to the halfway point of the season, and now teams are going to start to fish or cut bait. You know, we're going to find out who's real strong teams are. We got a couple big games coming up down the road, and we got 2 of them. We're going to do them at MSO this week, so I'm looking forward to the game on Saturday.
See you on the weekend.
Stronger, faster, tougher. When you need the MVP of community banks, look no further than the Institution for Savings. With 14 full-service offices throughout the North Shore, we have MVP rates and an all-star team to serve you. Bank from the ball field with our 24/7 online application apps, internet banking, mobile deposit, and more. Institution for Savings, your winning team. Visit institutionforsavings.com, member FDIC, DIF, equal housing lender.
People come in, take a seat. You're really in for a treat at Sylvan Street. A great place to eat and drink and meet with family and friends at Sylvan Street. We'll treat you right, day or night. Satisfy your appetite. Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill.
Catch a game with friends, meet for lunch, cocktails after work, or a romantic dinner for 2. Whatever your plan to do it at Sylvan Street Grill in Peabody and Salisbury. See you at Sylvan Street.
Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill.
Hi folks, this is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber. Our company has been proud to have supported high school sports on the North Shore for more than 30 years. Our student-athlete program recognizes championship performance in the classroom and on the field. Moynihan Lumber is also committed to championship performance when it comes to meeting all your building and home improvement needs. And if you're planning to change your kitchen, please visit our kitchen cabinet showrooms at any of our 3 locations, in Beverly, North Reading, or Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
The North Shore Football Show on MSONewsSports.com.
Well, Andy Clow is with us, the MSO Player of the Week for this week. And Andy, congratulations. You played your first game at quarterback, pick up the Player of the Week honor. So tell us about that. What are you thinking going out there playing quarterback?
Well, it was a little nerve-wracking, considering I haven't played a whole lot of quarterback and had not a whole lot of experience before this. But, I mean, the coaches put me in a great position to play, and I really just told myself, don't do too much and just do whatever it takes to win the game.
Yeah. Well, at what, 6'7" or so, you get a pretty good look at the field, huh?
Yeah.
And you ran the ball, too.
Yeah, it was good. I just tried to take whatever was given to me and sometimes hand it off in our run pass read option offense. So just do what I can.
Tell me about the team, because this game, a lot of people thought the Beverly game was going to be a little bit closer. But you guys, with all the injuries and new positions and so to speak, you guys did a nice job.
I definitely expected the game to be closer. I mean, Beverly's always been competitive with us. I mean, it's certainly one of the games that they always get up for, especially this year when we've been dealing with a lot of injuries and having to overcome that's been kind of tough. But the offensive line played really well. Shout outs to them. Receivers played well, and it was just a really good game around for us as well.
At the high school here, you also play basketball and lacrosse, right?
Yeah.
And you'll continue to play those?
Yes.
Now, and you're also going to be headed to Middlebury, right?
Yes, I decided a couple weeks ago that I'm going to go play football at Middlebury.
Okay. And you had also had some other interest from some Division I Ivy schools as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me, any other thoughts about this week's game and so on?
I think we just need to keep working hard in practice, keep working hard in the weight room, and hopefully success continues.
The North Shore Football Show on MSO News Sports.com.